Okay, we're back to back friend ball matches. Recording week 4 now. Um, this week we have
hoZer versus Eggpling, huh?
exactly, yeah, hoZer versus Eggpling, and I don't remember this match very much, and I literally just rewatched it, and I still don't remember this match very much.
I have to say, on preview, bringing Alola Ninetales into Egg's team is wild because I cannot think of another team in this league that loves having Snow Up more than Eggs. And yes, I'm including hosers in that qualification. Like,
Yeah, I
gi-
could see that. Um,
giving
it's
Chen and Sandslash just like their favored weather, especially when you proc Slush Rush on Sandslash, like
I
that's
think
kind of
that's
rough to
the
play
worst
into.
part. Yeah, the Slush Rush, or Snow Cloak. I think that's the other thing you get. It's like either of those would be
Yeah.
obnoxious to allow. Um, the defense boosts, I guess, only matter if you're. See, like I feel like Landorus doesn't want to be there anyway. Um,
Yeah.
and the only other physical attacker that you brought is I would say probably still killing Shen Pao with a close combat. Um, maybe not the Sand Slash anymore. Uh,
Yeah.
so I don't know if the defense boost is as consequential, but absolutely the Slash Rush speed control. Um,
Yeah, I almost wonder if Lando should have stayed home and you bring King Gambit instead.
yeah,
I guess you
that's
still kind of suffer into Urshifu at that point, but like a Sucker Punch can donk it a little bit and you can polish it off with a Venusaur or Pawmot. But
I think there are
Lando has a tough time into this, especially considering like Urshifu is just going to crit it, right, and not care about the attack drops.
yep, it's a good point. Um, I'm trying to think like I think Ori Corio obviously could have stayed, but I want to say that this was like a friend ball bring.
Yeah, yeah, I think
So
so.
I'm not gonna fault that in any way. I like that he brought that. Um, and this might be the first time Ori Corio of any form was drafted in TDD. I know that we've had some in the off seasons,
Yeah.
but good for it. It's here. Um, Side note, I find it so frustrating that Urshifu appears as single strike regardless of its form.
Yeah, I think that's to reflect in-game team preview because it only has one sprite. So I think it's just maintaining console parity there. But yeah, it definitely makes for a confusing team preview.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, I guess we're gonna just kick off the match here, and we'll see how it plays out as we go.
Yeah.
So looking at leads here, we have a fake out potential. A great.
And it's not a game without an easily avoidable nullified fake out. I actually don't hate
I mean, yeah, at
that
least it
play because
wasn't already on the
like
field.
yeah, yeah. It punishes no switch into Serena, though I think the slightly better play is probably just to call the switch and go for a normal attack if you're going to lead with a fake out user. This Quiver Dance is so greedy, and hoZer says after he didn't think that Oricorio was going to outspeed Serena, but it has a higher base speed anyway, and it's at +1. So even if Serena's scarfed, it
Well, they had
it can't
tailwind up.
outspeed.
It had tailwind up.
Ah, that's true.
So
I
I
guess I didn't
I
consider
think
that.
that's what he was talking about. Yeah. So the first turn tailwind goes up,
I forgot about that.
and then if this thing is, I think invested almost at all, it probably does outspeed at +1. Um,
Maybe. I don't
so
think
I
it
I
helps.
can understand it. Yeah, but unfortunate because I think he said he was running Baton Pass, which would have been, nice for literally anything that switches into that, like Venusaur or
Yeah. I
Ninetales.
mean, I feel like the play is not clicking baton pass regardless if you think you're getting outsped, right?
Yeah, you mean Quiver Dance again, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like you don't quiver dance if you think you're getting outsped.
So Snow goes up. We talked about this already. Instantly leaves, so you kind of just pivoted Snow in and out for Eggpling at this point.
Yeah.
And the not scarfed, but the speed boosted Rock Slide here. Goes for another fake out. I get that again. Like it makes it so that either they're switching Urshifu out or
I
Urshifu
mean,
doesn't do anything.
he can't switch because of Shadow Tag, so I think
Ah,
that fake is safer.
yes, good call. I missed that. Knockoff onto the now, like it wasn't that in the slot. I like knockoff there because of the Eviolite, but it turns into Megastone, which is a good ally switch from hoZer.
Yeah.
But the rock slides are just doing a lot of damage. He's got to figure out a way to kill this thing. Notably, Aurora Veil goes up for Egg again, just an example of this really turned into Egg's snow team, not hoZer's snow team.
Yeah.
And is this enough to kill? No, it is not. That Aurora Veil
No.
is coming in absolute clutch.
This is the unjustifiable fake out because Serena can't switch either.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, I don't know why that was the chosen move. It actually eats triple axle pretty well though. I didn't
Yeah.
realize how bulky Gotharita is. It's insane how bulky it is.
Yeah, Eviolite really
Mm,
carries that Pokemon, even in C tier.
yeah. Um, so at this point, Snow is down. Chien-Pao is just enjoying its speed control here. Um, Snow goes back up, so the defense boost is here, but it doesn't matter because they're both special attackers left. Um,
Yeah.
what do you think of the Sucker Punch? I'm gonna pause here and talk about this.
Uh, I mean, I assume you outspeed, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like there's no like thick fat be damned. I feel like if you click a stab move,
So
like that isn't conditional on you. I
it's
guess you are life orbed, right?
it is yeah, but do you really like I don't know is I when I was running Chien-Pao during the gym challenge did not like running Sucker Punch as its only dark move. Um,
Yeah.
because Chien-Pao just like naturally goes first almost all the time. The only times you really want to bring a hard Sucker Punch is if you're expecting Trick Room, which might have been the
Mm.
case with Gotharita here and everything. So that could be the call.
Yeah.
But I felt like throughout the whole season, I've seen a lot of the Chien-Pao sets that Egg brings to have Sucker Punch over other moves that like if he had clicked Crunch or if he had clicked he probably would have been in a much better scenario. And not only is Crunch
Uh,
more base power, but like it doesn't have the chance of failing.
I mean, at the same time, I feel like not for this matchup specific, or like on that turn, I probably would not have clicked Sucker Punch, but I don't hate bringing it because I feel like Chen Pao is a very easy mon to bring a Scarf into to try and like goose your odds against it a little bit because it's pretty frail. And so if you can eclipse its speed tier, then I feel like you set up a lot of game-winning positions for you. Like if you can get it off the field without taking a really heavy hit from it.
Yeah, I think that's true. I just don't like it as the only dark coverage. Is my point.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
feel like Chien-Pao probably wants to run, Icicle Crash or Ice Spinner, not both. It probably wants to run Protect if it's not sashed, which this one isn't. It probably wants to
Mm.
run, I think, Crunch, and then you go with Sucker Punch or Sacred Sword. I feel like that is the bread and butter
Yeah.
Chien-Pao move pool. You don't need anything else. Um, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I forget how this plays out at this point, but still very much in Egg's favor. He does go for a nice spinner here. Was that a double protect? It was, yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Chien-Pao goes down, but here comes the Psychic type into the Venusaur, who can't leave.
Yeah. I feel like the Protect on Mega Altaria was kind of whatever, considering that if it dies, you just get to bring in Urshifu for free.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's really going to change a whole lot. I feel like the match is kind of set at this point. Although I will say, so Ninetales protects here, and then if you keep playing, the following turn, Urshifu comes in for free, and a attempted double protect in front of the Urshifu happens. I feel like the play is just go for a freeze dry on it if you have it, or a Blizzard even. Blizzard probably kills at 11%. I have to imagine if you're invested at all.
I completely agree.
And then
If you're
Urshifu goes down and you don't get donked by a Surging Strikes.
like completely ignoring the ability here, like let's pretend it doesn't hit through protect. Even then, I still think that's a terrible call because I don't know. Like, what are you playing for at this point? Where
At that point, you would have to pray the egg went for Sludge Bomb into Ninetales, I think.
but like if you look at this, like he's basically praying that the double target went into Ninetales, which I don't see
Yeah,
ever
that's
happening.
what I'm saying.
Um,
I don't see it either, but
because of how low this thing is and how this thing does explicitly threaten both of these Pokemon with like Earth Power it's going to be targeted, I think. Like, you have to assume that. And at that
Yeah.
point, like,
Venusaur is definitely hoZer's win condition
not
at
only
this
that, but
point.
it also, I think it just came off a double protect, right?
Uh,
No, it just came off Giga Drain. So,
no. Yeah.
not that I advise protecting against Urshifu with this slot either, but I think, like, again, minus the Urshifu in the picture, just like in a 3v1 generic scenario, like, this is the slot you would want to protect because it seems like the more likely slot to be targeted. It's also moving last. Well, not moving last, but it's moving after this.
Yeah.
Whereas Ninetales was going to move first, um, unless, of course, like an Aqua Jet or something. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely the right call to Blizzard there. I guess the minus speed, maybe it wasn't moving first, but yeah, I think the game was in the bag regardless for Egg.
Yeah. We're talking about getting a +1 differential in a friend ball match.
Hey man, I'm tracking those stats. They matter to someone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, that's the end of the match. 3-0 for week 4 timer ball, and once again we have timer ball, or I said timer ball, friend ball, but this is timer ball representing in friend ball.
Yeah. Pretty good showing. I liked to see Oricorio, even if it didn't get to do a whole lot. I believe in the Quiver Dance Baton Pass.
Yeah, I wonder if hoZer was running like Swords Dance or other dancing moves to really utilize Dancer, or maybe if he was hoping that Egg would be running dancing moves because it does work
Mm,
on both sides. Like, I guess Swords Dance
yeah.
Urshifu is a thing. Um, maybe Swords Dance Primarina. I don't know what other dance moves.
Serena.
Chan
Yeah.
Pao.
Chanpao can run Swords Dance, I guess, if you're worried about it not doing enough damage in one turn.
Yeah. Um, but it is what it is. It's fun that it came. I think it's interesting. I feel like over the last few weeks of the season, hoZer's team has really evolved into a shadow tag team. Like, I think he's brought this
Yeah.
almost every week,
Yeah.
and I don't hate it. He's finding good ways to like trap opponents, and I think as long as he's building game plans in the future around, um, utilizing those trap turns effectively, I like having it next to like a Landorus that can U-turn into whatever needs to be there to kill the trapped Pokemon, that kind of thing. So keep it
Yeah.
up. Good work.
Good
Anything
stuff.
else for the week?
I don't think so. Two pretty interesting matches to watch, I think.
Uh,
Lots to learn from both. But
yeah. What's the friend ball match next week? Do we know? I don't off the top of my
up
head.
next is me versus Stormy.
Ooh, okay.
So
Fun.
I haven't even started to think about my team yet because I have to play Juice in the meantime.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the matches have not happened yet for week 4 of real matches.
Yeah.
So same. Well, all right then. We'll see you next week for your match versus Stormy. That'll be fun.
Whoa.
Yep. Adios.
See ya.